What up? It's your boy T Bear from the Reaction. Today's Music Money. About to check out a video from the homie Rob Markman. I had this originally planned to be the first video I reacted by him, but ended up being a talk reaction when he came to the town. We came to the situation with the rap not being Billboard for a while, not being Billboard for the first time in 35 years. And he broke down everything about that though. So this one is the main video I wanted to check out by him as well too. This is talking about when the times is changed, when time changed, and this is when 1988 hip hop changed the game as well too. A lot of big records came out, a lot of change in direction with sound, style, and everything from gangster rap to the native tongue. The South had something. The South started had something to say with some Texas as well too, as well as keep the East Coast keeping it alive as well too. So anyway, want to check out why 1988 was the game changer in hip hop, or chamber for rap from Rob Markman. Duffy check his out though. He likes to break it down about have his little drop his knowledge on hip hop. So let's get it.
Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. There's not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Take a little bit of break from all the headlines going on and just all the talking hip-hop and have our own conversation, just us, just me and y'all, all right? So in a recent interview, my man, Brian B. Miller, you know, he has his new show, Cover Lines, his new interview show, and he interviewed Joey Badass. And Joey said that he thinks that 2025 is the best year for hip-hop this decade so far. And we got some dope albums. We got clips, Let God Sort Them Out, JID, God Does Like Ugly.
It's facts though. I mean, despite the little recent of no songs on the top 40, it's been a great year of hip hop as far as albums wise, at least too. Just it's just a little call off guard that nothing's on the top 40 currently right now. But we'll be back. But yes.
We got Chance the Rapper, Starline. I know I didn't do a video on that album. I might cook something up. I don't want to make y'all promises, but I love that album. I've been listening to that album. I've been vibing with that album. It gets better every time I listen to it. 2 Chainz, Larry June, Alchemist dropped Life is Beautiful. We talked about that at the beginning of the year. I love Ray Vaughn's Dollar Menu project. I think Simon and No ID, their joint project was dope. Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, Alfredo too. It's a lot of dope shit. And look, right? This is me trying to be fair. I know a lot of people like some sexy songs for you. And Kendrick Lamar, GNX, technically came out in December 2024, but rang off for a lot of 2025, Fast. Still ringing off for 2025. So just a dope year musically. But what I mentioned at the top were like the core albums that came out, right? And when we talk about some of the best years in hip hop, right? 1994. Right, 1994 was a dope year. Nas dropped Illmatic, B.I.G. dropped Ready to Die, Outkast dropped Southern Playalistic, Scarface dropped The Diary, Gangstar dropped Hard to Earn. 1996 comes up a lot. These are for my heads, my more seasoned heads.
I have reacted to some of these as well too from another channel as well. So yeah,
OGs who remember those years. 1996 comes up a lot. We had Outkast, ATLiens, we had Fugees, The Score, we had Jay-Z's debut, Reasonable Doubt, Nas had It Was Written, Tupac had Machiavelli and All Eyes on Me, UGK had Riding Dirty, De La Soul had Stakes Is High, Ghostface had Iron Man, Redman had Muddy Waters. 1996 was an incredible year. 97, right? We got B.I.G. Life After Death, my favorite rap album of all time. We had Diddy's No Way Out, Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly, Wu-Tang had Wu-Tang Forever. Jay-Z dropped In My Lifetime Volume 1, Master P dropped Ghetto D. Hot Boys had Get It How You Live, CNN had War Report. Just go down, 98, another incredible year. Outkast again, Aquemini, Jay-Z Volume 2, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation, DMX's Dark As Hell Is Hot. You had Black Star with Most Def Kweli, amazing album. We get into the 2000s, right? 2003, you had 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Phenomenal album, phenomenal year. You had Jay-Z's Black Album. You had T.I.'s Trap Music. You had Outkast with Speaker Box and Love Below, the double album. Diplomats dropped Diplomatic Immunity. We bring it
Yup.
even more forward, right? I'm just kind of setting the stage for where I'm going with it, so stay with me. But 2015, Kendrick Lamar to Pimp a Butterfly, Future had DS2, Drake had If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Young Thug had Barter 6, Travis Scott had Rodeo in 2015. I skipped 2005. 2005, I remember it was Kanye Late Registration, Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation, Common dropped B, Game dropped the documentary, Lil Wayne
Nah, I remember
dropped
had that
Carter
B
2.
album too. Yep.
So those were just like some examples of some really strong, impactful, dope years in hip hop. So part one of this is I want y'all to let me know in the comments what years were your favorite. They don't have to be from that list, but what year was your personal favorite in hip hop?
So the one he
and
missed
why?
as well too.
You know what I'm saying? I need
I will
that.
say someone in this as well too. 2002 was my graduation year, high school graduation. Had some great albums around that 2020, 2001, 2002. Had some great albums around that time too. So yeah.
So let's talk about that in the comments. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of that. Regardless of your favorite, though, I kind of want to go back because it's all subjective, right? There's no wrong answer. What's your favorite to you? And a lot of it has to do, like, of your coming of age, like when you were coming of age, where you were at in life, and what was the soundtrack to it. But one of the illest years, one of the most impactful years of hip hop ever, and a lot of y'all, and I make this video, one for folks my age, so we can go back and reminisce, but for y'all, a lot of y'all who might not be around or weren't kind of aware, or just let me put it in context so you could feel the impact. 1988, one of the best hip hop years ever, one of the most impactful hip hop years ever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through some albums and some moments of why it was important. Eazy-E, Easy Does It, his solo album, right?
Yeah.
He had Boys in the Hood, he had We Want Easy, he had Easy Does It, which was the title track, and then later that year, like right around that same time, but later that year we get Gangsta Gangsta, which is the first NWA single. Comes out, and then NWA Straight Outta Compton came out January 1989, but 88 set the stage. Eazy-E, Easy Does It set the stage.
I thought it came out 88 as well,
NWA
too.
for Straight Outta Compton, and then we get Fuck the Police. So
I didn't know Easy came out first. I thought it came around literally around the same time. Let me double check that. Let me do a quick fact check on that. Well, too though. Yeah, not November and Straight Outta Compton. So that came out in November. Straight Outta Compton. Not the film. Not the film, the album. Oh shit, it was 89. I don't know why I thought that came out 88. Wow, good eye on that. This whole time I thought that junk came out 88, yo. No cap though. I literally thought Jerry Compton came out 88. Like dead serious though. Wow, that's a good fact. Good on that one, yo. I don't know why I ever thought that though. Yeah, but yeah, so Easy was first. I knew Easy was, I guess, cause he was the headline with Boys in the Hood and all that, which came out 87. But still, all right, good little tip right there.
This just sets
And
the stage.
Gangsta Gangsta was like, bro.
Easy Does It in its own right.
He was right. Gangsta Gangsta was the first single off the. Because I remember my brother had that, and I remember that 2-inch single my brother had as well too, though. But yup, nice.
Impactful album. Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. That was their second album.
Yup.
You know, and it's funny, right? Because right when we're getting NWA to emerge, right, and really gangster rap to kind of take off and take form, we have Chuck D, just one of the greatest voices
rap,
ever in hip hop. We have Public Enemy,
facts.
you know, who are our political and militant voice. NWA spoke more from a street perspective and from a gangster perspective, but if you think about Fuck the Police, like, they were rallying against the same thing, but you have Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, which was their second album. So this is Bring the Noise, this is Don't Believe the Hype, this is Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, this is Rebel Without a Pause.
Yup, my top favorite.
So it's just kind of funny because even, again, if you weren't from there, you probably know Public Enemy and why they're important because of their political voice. You probably know NWA and why they're important because of their gangster voice. But then you got to imagine, like, in 88, like these two, like towards the end of 88, like these two things colliding at the same time and being the soundtrack for a few
And in a way, collab, you know, Ice Cube collab with Public Enemy, and they produced his debut album.
hip hop. There was kind of the militant side, there was the street side. So it was just a dope time. And then just to talk about again how connected they were, right, and how important Public Enemy was when Ice Cube left NWA. I'm assuming most of y'all, if you don't know the story,
I talked it up. He's gonna take. I talked it up. I should have gave him time. My fault. My fault. Ryan take a shot. Wait.
we saw Straight Outta Compton, the movie of NWA. When Ice Cube left the NWA, it was Public Enemy's producers. It was Chuck D and the Bomb Squad. So that's Hank Shocklee, Keith Shocklee, Eric Sadler, who produced Ice Cube's solo album. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he went from having Dr. Dre's production, left NWA, and went and got Public Enemy's production.
Yep.
So you know, just
to this day, me, the reason why I always like put that up the first album as high as like Death Certificate and the Predator. You know, a lot Death Certificate and Predator always seem like the notable albums, well too. But this album, the American Most Wanted, and that the Kill That Will EP, always like a hold dear to my heart just because of the Bomb Squad production as well too.
Think about the state of what's going on in the hood and just in the street and politically, and you have PA and you have NWA, you have Eazy. So I think that's dope. Slick Rick, Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
Hold on a second, I'm gonna get a call. I'm bad. Let's keep going.
Debut album, Slick Rick's
debut
album.
Slick Rick.
We had him with Lottie Dottie. You know, he's part of the Get Fresh crew with Dougie Fresh in like '86, and the show. So those records were ringing off and they were big. So, you know, Rick's album in '88. And I was 8 years old at the time. Also, let me just be clear. So it wasn't like I was deep in it, but I was absorbing all of this stuff. And Slick Rick was my first GOAT. He was my first favorite rapper. And just because the way he rapped, it actually appealed to kids. He was rapping some of the most adult shit ever, but it appealed to kids. So Slick Rick, when he's coming out with a solo album, is highly anticipated because the show on Lottie Dottie was such big records. So his debut album had Children's Story, which is a forever record, like still sampled to this day, like the DNA of that record still lives in hip hop today. So Children's Story, Mona Lisa, Hey Young World, Teenage Love, The Rule Is Back. Like again, when you still see the DNA, The Rule Is Back.
Yep.
Go to Jay-Z's Blueprint in 2001. The first track, the intro track, is called The Rule Is
Back.
Back.
Yep.
Joey Badass on January 1st of 2025 named his first single and the shit that set off that whole Joey verse. Some rappers on the West Coast battle. The Rule Is Back. So, and so Joey definitely knows a Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So you just see the impact that it still has today. Big Daddy Kane dropped his debut that year. So think about it, man. You got Eazy-E's debut. You setting up NWA's debut. Slick Rick's debut. That Big Daddy Kane drops his debut this year. Like this is all in 1 year. Long Live the Kane was the debut.
Yeah, you think about a lot of hip hop debut came out around '88 as well too, though. Not just stuff rappers who got a start in the earlier '80s or mid '80s. They started in the ones who started the year before, still maintaining the next year, but. A lot of debuts happened too. These the ones he mentioned as well too, and there's more to mention as well too.
Ain't No Half Stepping, classic single, Set It Off, Raw, Just Rhyming with Biz was on there, him and Biz Markie, and this was the beginning of Kane. There's, his debut dropped the same year. Also, it's important to know Marley Marl had an album called In Control.
Yep.
And Marley Marl was the producer.
Symphony.
Marley Marl was the big producer.
Symphony.
If you never heard of Marley was like, he was like the Kanye of his day, like, you know what I'm saying, or the Pharrell of his day.
Yeah.
Like, he was like the go-to producer, like Queensbridge.
And it's fact, not just for the folks of Queensbridge or folks for Cold Chillin', a lot of other folks as well too. But use Marley for production. Like, around that time, a little bit later on, like LL Cool J and many others.
It's like Marley influenced everybody. So Marley had his own producer album, was called In Control, and they had a song on it called Symphony, called The Symphony. And this was a huge moment for hip-hop. It was a huge moment for Kane. So The Symphony was no hook. So it was Kane, it was Cool G Rap, it was Master Ace, it was Craig G. They just rhyming back to back to back. No hook, just straight verses. The song influenced songs like that format. Like after The Symphony, that format became like Wu-Tang's Protect Your Neck or like One Train. I know
Yeah, that was like I think that was like the first ever collective album song like that. So yeah.
One Train is like a modern day like posse cut, like
Yeah, Posse
Watch
Cut,
for the
yep.
Hook, Cool Breeze, and the Dungeon Family. Just this format of rappers just back to back to back to back to back with the illest rhymes that they had. Like the symphony was really a blueprint for how those songs were supposed to be done. So the same year we get the symphony, which wasn't on Long Live the Kane, but made Kane a star when Kane said, you know, I'm 8 years old at the time. And Kane said, "Put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself."
Yep.
I
No,
couldn't fathom.
get
Like,
it.
my whole
Yep.
8-year-old life at that time revolved around going to arcades in
So
New
why
York
he-
City, out in Times Square,
So
Coney
he
Island.
way older than me. Let me check. Yeah, he's like so he 88. He 1980. So he's like he had me about 4 years.
And just getting quarters so you could just play whatever was in the arcade at that time, right? So put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself was like the illest metaphor. That like when I was young, that was probably the first line that I heard that I was like, oh, that's an ill fucking line. Like it just made you think. And so Kane was different. So Big Daddy Kane, 1988, the year Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane, classic album. Eric B and Rakim dropped Follow the
yeah.
Leader. That's their second album, right? So it had Microphone Fiend on it.
And by the way, yep, another debut came out too. I'm gonna keep going, but some more. Another debut just came out. I thought came out too.
It
Yeah.
had Follow the Leader, with the song called Follow the Leader. And, you know, even if you watch that video, it was kind of old mob style. Like, I always credit when we talk about, like, the mafia influence in rap. It's Kool G Rap really brought that to the game. Like Kool G Rap, you know, before you had like Nas Escobar and Wu Gambinos, and they was all influenced by Kool G Rap. But the Follow Leader video,
Yeah.
it was like old school 1930s, 1940s gangster, you know what I'm saying, type visuals and stuff like that. So Rakim might have had a little bit to do with it, but where Ra really shined was one, the lyricism, the way if you just listen to Follow the Leader and how he was just internal rhyme schemes and all of that was just some of the illest shit you heard up until that point. But Rakim also helped to popularize 5%, the 5% Nation
Yeah.
in music, the 5% teachings. You know, if you don't know, for that, it's like an offshoot of Islam, but the 5% is its own separate thing. And it was actually really popular in the 90s. But again, one, it was popular in the streets, especially in New York, but also Rakim helped to popularize it. So you get Wu-Tang from that. If you listen to Wu-Tang, there's a lot of 5% teachings in Wu-Tang. You get Erykah Badu. If you listen to Erykah Badu's first single, On and On, it's filled with a whole bunch of 5% teachings and lingo. Nas rapped about being a 5%. Poor Righteous Teachers, Brand Nubian, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, but Rakim really, really helped usher that in into hip hop. That same year, in 1988, you have Ice-T Power.
Yep.
That was Ice-T's second album. Had the song "I'm Your Pusher."
His girlfriend
Classic album.
cover.
Classic album cover. Again, this is
Yes.
the rise of gangster rap.
Yep.
This cover is unforgettable. You know what I'm saying? Too Short. Life is Too Short in
Yep.
'88. By 1988, this was Too Short's fifth album already. Man,
Yep.
Short was hustling.
It's facts. It's facts though. A lot of people say that Born Mac was supposed to his official, his late. There's a lot of debuts right here as well too. So Born Mac was his debut album on label, but I think they say this was actually his breakout debut. Life is Too Short though. But before that, he had like a lot of albums. A lot of underground mixtape album before mixtape was a thing. He had a lot of underground albums as well too. He has like a little release of those, like a release of a collection, of all the earlier release of Too Short as well too. So yeah,
Out of the Bay Area, doing it independently for so long. Life is Too Short is Short's fifth album. Sorry, it came out in '88. EPMD Strictly Business.
Yep, that's what I was
Their
thinking of.
debut album. So again, we talk about debuts.
So we about to go back to that. So yeah, Born Mac was like his debut, his major layer debut, and Life is Too Short was his breakout debut as well too though. But his original debut, Too Short, was 1983, and this when he was on that City 5 Girl label. He was releasing independently. And you can take a good guess of what it was called, which is his radio station called Don't Stop Rapping. Ironically, yeah. Before that, he had a lot of releases on the 75 Girl label on cassettes that he was handing out before he made his major label debut on what Born and Mac, and then the breakout debut with Lights Too Short. So yeah, but let's keep going.
Easy E's debut, Big Daddy Kane's debut, EPMD's debut, Slick Rick's debut album. This is all in one year. EPMD Strictly Business. The big song from that was Your Customer, which is one of the most influential joints. If you don't know that joint, you gotta go listen to it. The beat has been redone over, and of course they sampled, but Your Customer, how big that record was, that beat has been reimagined over and over again. Zhané, Sending My Love, if you know that record. Dog Pound, New York, New York is an offshoot from EPMD, Your Customer.
Oh, yeah.
Jodeci, Come and Talk to Me is an offshoot from
That's the
Your
main
Customer.
one I knew about for this, was that one, yeah.
Drake, 4 p.m. in Calabasas,
Okay.
an offshoot from Your Customer. Mario Winans, I Don't Want to Know, and then you remember Metro and Weeknd and 21 Savage did the remake a couple of years ago. Those are EPMD.
Anyway, let me give you a quick little look at that album as well too. That by Too Short. Let me if I can grab it. Yep, right here. Let me take this off real quick. If I take the browse off, yeah, I probably did see it. Anyway, yeah, right there. That's Too Short first album. Though South Africa came in '83. That's why he say this was like his fifth album at the time, but it was really his fifth album on his second major label album, fifth album altogether. But anyway, let's keep going with the story with Rod.
EPMD drums. You know what I'm saying? That's an offshoot from Your Customer. So you take EPMD in 1988 and you fast forward all the way up to Metro Boomin, Weeknd, and 21 Savage, their remake of I Don't Want to Know.
Yeah.
And the DNA is still in hip hop. I actually remember seeing a quote. I wish I would have pulled it up. But Metro, not knowing, Metro knew the Mario Winans joint, but then went back and discovered EPMD when he was producing that to kind of get the drums right on this. So you gotta think about it. 88 to.
That's why I always say samples is always good. I mean, you may not know the song at the time that they sampled, but you may not know the song that was sampled. But when you hear the song that's sampling that song, it makes you want to go back and find out. And you may even find out, or you happen to hear the song that was sampled. Oh, that's from that one, and you want to check out a little more as well too. That's how I came across a lot of older songs because of that as well too.
It's when did that song come out? 2023 maybe, 2022 maybe. I forget the exact year, but it's more of a recent song, so that DNA still lives in there. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. Yep. This was their second album, and for those who don't know, Boogie Down Productions was a group, but it was really KRS-One. KRS-One was the only rapper, but Boogie Down Productions was the crew. He didn't start releasing albums as himself as KRS-One. So later, the crew was always credited. It was Boogie Down Productions. So it was the follow-up to Criminal Minded, which is a classic. And then their second album, by All Means Necessary, had My Philosophy, had I'm Still Number One. Jimmy was a big song in the street. This was during the height of the AIDS epidemic. Also in the street, particularly in New York, AIDS was just killing people left and right. So Jimmy...
And he changed his tone a little bit, because this was sadly it was after the untimely death of his DJ Scott LaRock, who many was put up in touch was him and Scott LaRock, and as well as Mr. Club Quarantine sub D Nice as well too, who's the secondary DJ, as well as who moved to primary DJ along with his brother Kenny Parker, but he was a secondary DJ and / rapper type as well too, though. But yeah, this is similar to that, though. I think that's the other thing that helping change too, not because of stuff going on in the world, but his this way up to Scott might have influenced, just change the tone as well too.
Song about STDs and safe sex and stuff like that. But Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary, a classic. Run DMC, Tough and Leather wasn't Run DMC's best album. But they had a movie that same year. I remember going to see Tough and Leather in the movie with my big brother.
Oh, yes, you went to the movie see it.
You got to think about 1988. and Crush Groovin had come before, and Crush Groove.
And this was like an underrated movie. It's like definitely if you put it, it's less been labeled as a blaxploitation, a late blaxploitation, but it's like a gem. It's a gem. I mean, you may like it, you may not like it. I liked it. It was enjoyable as well too, though. And one main thing I would watch it because it's the only song way to hear the official version of the Beastie Boys' Desperado that ended up getting shelved because they left Def Jam. It was going to be their only next Def Jam album, but when they left Def Jam, it got shelved and it was never released. It was a demo version released, and then people had to make a their own little DIY version of pushing the demo and the original beat together in their own way. Some came very close, but it just seemed like it's not fully it. But anyway,
I think Disorderlies with the Fat Boys had came a year before.
Yep.
But to see hip hop, remember too, because in the '80s they used to say hip hop wasn't gonna last. They used to say it was a fad. A lot of people, oh man, this ain't real music. Ah, it's a fad. Ah, it's not gonna last.
oh, don't sound familiar now. Yeah. Back then they was talking about it. Back then they was downplaying music. Now we really living that in a way where people downplay the new era music in a way.
So this ain't, or they do a sample.
That's why I'm always backing up rap no matter what, cause I'm trying to break the cycle. It's always the people of the past downplaying the new era music. Then when it's like a hip rapper, people who remember the golden era was downplaying the new era of the gangster rap and the tough rap, the street style rap. Then people of the street style Booba era downplaying the bling bling era, the shiny suit era, and then downplaying bling bling era, then the bling bling era downplaying the trap era, and so on and so on. Like, I don't want to be like that because I want to go along with keep the trend going and break the cycle as well too. But it's not me. It's only very little of me and many others, and so many other folks who want to keep the cycle of hating on the newer generation because of their older generation. They think the older generation is better. Is going on, unfortunately.
They don't make original music. They're not really musicians. This is what people were saying in '88. And Run DMC, the biggest group in the world at the time, had an album called Tougher Than Leather and a movie at the same time. So they were actually in the movie theaters. The big record from that was Run's House, which you are still here today. You'll still hear a little bit of Run's House today.
Mainly because it was the themes of their iconic reality show, Run's House.
Mary was another big record from that album. You don't hear that as much.
Run's
House you still might hear. DJ Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince second album. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. First double album in hip hop. The single
it was originally a double album. Then again, not surprised, but yeah, it was originally a double album. Okay, and probably
parents just don't understand.
And the first one,
won them a Grammy. So making them, they were the first rap act to win a Grammy, and they boycotted the Grammys because they wouldn't televise that part on TV. And there was a big Yo MTV Raps episode about it. But yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, first double album in hip hop. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper.
The reason I didn't know it's double album because I got my bought their old stuff. I got the CD.
I'm the rapper. He's the DJ. Why do I always mess that up?
Cause no, you had it right. It's he the DJ and rapper. It's because how they did it. If you buy the album cover, I guess the album cover has that. But if you buy the CD, you buy the CD version. The album is Jazz points to that and say the DJ. You see a finger of the pointing of rolling of the other hand, and then when you open the CD, you open the booklet and you see roll hand called I'm the Rapper. But yeah, he's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, because DJ Jazz Fresh Prince is just how it was like. Because it's I think you have to get the album. Maybe the album. Let me see the original pressing of. Give me a second. I'm back. So you see the album cover. The front cover is the DJ. DJ Jeff. He's the DJ, and then the back cover with the with the track list and all that was I'm a rapper as well too. But shout him out for letting me know that was a double album. The first album, double album. I didn't think about it. Like I said, I didn't think about it time because when I first got it, I heard about it on a CD, and my brother had a case of it as well too. I never got the vinyl. You know, at the time, tape and CDs take more tracks than vinyl. So most of the time, you had some albums like that will end up being double albums as well too though. But anyway, let's get back to my man's real quick. Let's get it.
But I'm bugging out. But also, it kind of set the stage for the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Also, like if you watch the Parents Just Don't Understand video and the opening sequence of Fresh Prince of Bel Air sets the stage. Brand New Funk was on that album. That's a big album. Too Hype, Kid and Play's debut album came out. I know we don't talk about Kid and Play as much, but Rolling with Kid and Play was a big single in '88. They grew to be stars.
I'm funny ironically, I just came home listening to El Cool J Rock the Bell Radio, and Salute the Sample was part of it was same sample that they used for this with the Ola rolling. Yeah, this is I use the vocal version of it as well too, and then it was with although the melody of it was mainly sampled for I Got Made by Special Ed, but yeah. Always question this how stuff I react to is something I like listen to or react to earlier in that as well too. So yeah.
But they had their own movies. They had House Party. I think 1, 2, and 3, right? So they were in the House Party series. They had Class Act was their other movie. They had their own Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
They had their own Marvel comic book. So Too Hype, Kid and Play's debut, 1988 was the start of Kid and Play. Audio 2 dropped their debut album.
Yep.
What More Can I Say? And that was off the strength of Top Billin'. Top Billin' was their single that dropped in 1987. You still hear that song today.
Yeah, and then I know that it took me watching other people's videos to find out that was 87 because I knew the album came out 88, but I knew the song came out 87. So
dropped in 1987, but in 1988 it was still a big record. It was still played at all the parties. It was still played at radio. You would just hear it all the time. But Audio 2 dropped their debut album. Biz Markie, the late Biz Markie, dropped his debut album, Going Off. It had records like This Is Something for the Radio, Nobody Beats the Biz. Those were the big singles.
And he was
Jungle.
And he was capitalizing off his earliest single came out like 86 and 87, like Make the Music about Mount Biz and all this other stuff.
Jungle Brothers, Straight Out the Jungle. That was another big album in
the first native
tongue, which was
the first native tongue and the first hip hop house song.
Kind of like this hip house movement. Like this is when hip hop was Kid and Play. Audio 2 also, Jungle Brothers, like it was really about dancing in hip hop. So Our House You was a big single, Jim Browski was a big single, Black is Black was a big record. The title track, Straight Out the Jungle.
Yeah, and crazy about that, How House You, I found out that the reason why, sadly, the reason why hip hop broke away from the house scene, you know, around that time, late 80s and early 90s, hip hop had almost every album or a half of hip hop albums at the time had one house track as well too though. This Queen Latifah, Give Me Body, and many other songs as well too. Come to My House was called. I've been saying many others as well too, but I couldn't find a reason from it was a real came across that about God breaking down why they broke away because they look at the house scene as LGBTQ and the time. Because I'm not gonna say what actual mean, like but still, and then start in around the time early '90s, early to mid '90s, hip hop got homophobic. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Some stuff got outed by some folks of hip hop. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
It was a big record, but what makes this album important by the Jungle Brothers is this was the beginning of the Native Tongues movement, the Native Tongues crew, and that's A Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, De La Soul, Queen Latifah, Moni Love, later Busta Rhymes joins Native Tongues, Most Def joins Native Tongues, and then they go on to influence artists like Outkast. Outkast said it out their own mouth during their Hall of Fame acceptance speech. So they influence Native Tongues, influence Outkast, they influence Kanye, they influence Lil Brother, they influence Common, they influence Lauryn Hill, they influence Jay Dilla, Slum Village.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Jay Dilla and R.I.P. to D'Angelo. The So Squarian that Brandon Shaw of Digging Race who brought it up is like a offspring of the Native Tongue in a way.
So this Jungle Brothers album in 1988 is the whole beginning of the Native Tongues movement. MC
Oh,
Hammer
yeah.
dropped his second album, Let's Get It Started. This was before You Can't Touch This. When You Can't Touch This dropped, Hammer was out of here. But he had a single on there called Turn This Mother Out, which was dope. But this Let's Get It Started album for Hammer set the stage for You Can't Touch This. And that was just a mega bomb when that dropped. Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock dropped It Takes Two. That was they album, and the single. You still hear that record today in parties, maybe barbecues with older folks in it, but It Takes Two, classic record. Single went crazy in '88, huge record, still a huge record today. So that's that. I just want to talk about history a little bit, man. 1988 was just an incredible year that it set trends that would last for years. And
there's some other albums he didn't mention that got mentioned about a lot of magazines, including the Vibe magazine that talked about 88 hip hop. Well, not people may not know about this because, and here's a reason, probably a reason why he didn't bring it up as well either, because it was a different set of members of it, but also the Ghetto Boys made debuts as well too. By the time it was actually spelled out, the actual name, actual spelling of the Ghetto Boys, and it wasn't the original members of the time, but they made hip hop. They was putting Texas on the map as well too. The members of the time was Sir Jukebox, Johnny C, and DJ Ready Red as well too. And Bushwick Bill was part of it, but he wasn't a rapper member. He was their dancing mascot known as Little Bill as well too. Though it went until their second album, Grippin', well, I forgot what it's called, that we get the prominent member. Hold on. Let me see. Ghetto Boys, Grip It on the other level when we get the prominent members of the gang, where with Scarface, that time DJ Action, and Willie D, who's already a member of who are the artists on rap a lot, solo artists on rapper as well too though. And Bushwick Bill will be promoted from the dancing mascot to that rapper member, and the rest of it be white. And DJ Ready Red would still be part of the gang as the DJ of the group as well too. So yeah, and then their album afterwards, the Ghetto Boys album will be the subtitle will be their introduction of the actual name, because they were signed to Def America. They was produced by Rick Rubin, and this was pretty much like a new singles, updated version of some of their first two albums as well too though. So yeah.
In hip hop, there was some records there that was everlasting. Careers were started in '88, and while I do believe in moving forward, right, and I do believe that we got to allow ourselves to have new classics. We got to open ourselves up to celebrate hip hop as it is right now, because it's so important. We got to look back too. And when I think about '88, it's just a kid, like, and all this shit was around, and then as I grow up and I start to study and even learn even more, like, context behind what I was hearing, it's such an important year. Maybe, arguably the most important year in hip hop, because it set off so much shit. But that's it. That's just my thoughts. I just wanted to share that with y'all, and had that conversation with y'all. But let me know what your favorite year in hip hop was.
So yeah, this was a good video as well too. Shout out to Redman. I keep on Redman. Rob Markman as well too though. I'm definitely gonna check out more videos from him as well too. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.